There are a couple reasons why I love that you're able to upload something from your Google Drive into Seesaw. The first is because if you already have a lesson that you've done with your students in the past, it's easy to transform it into a Seesaw activity. The second is if you want to create a lesson in Google Slides, then you aren't limited to the formatting options that Seesaw has. And if you're creating something that has a lot of little pieces and you don't want to have to lock every single one, you can create your background in Seesaw or in Google Slides and then upload it and just add the moving pieces afterwards. So let me show you how to take a slideshow that you already have and transform it into a Seesaw lesson. So you want to make sure that this file is in your own drive. If it's one that someone else has shared with you, you'll need to make a copy so it's yours. So you'll go to File, Make a Copy, Entire Presentation. It may be helpful to make a copy, even if it is yours, so that you can have the original and you can have a Seesaw copy because you will be making some edits to it. And then I'm going to change and make sure that it's in my drive. And then I'm going to look at it and make sure that everything that is in there is something that I want to be in the background and something that the students won't be able to move. So first I'm going to change the directions. Instead of drawing pictures, the students are going to be moving images. And they're still going to be able to click on a play button to have the problems read out loud to them. Now again, I'm going to get to this slide. What do I want my students to move? What do I want to not be there? I'm going to go ahead and delete this little section. I'm also going to delete the pants. Unfortunately, right now, you're not able to copy something from an image from Google Slideshow and paste it into Seesaw. So we'll need to go to Google and search for new images. So remember, anything in Google Slides is going to be the background in Seesaw. Another thing to think about is your students will have tools along the bottom. So make sure anything that you have in slides is up a little bit from the bottom so the tools don't get in their way. Now I'm going to go to Seesaw and I'm in my activity library. And on the left, I'm going to click Create New Activity. I can title it. I can type some instructions. Remember, you can use the Seesaw icons. You can add voice instructions. You can add some more multimedia instructions or examples. Remember, anything here the students will only be able to view. You need to put the things that you want them to be able to manipulate down here in this section, in the student template section. This is where your students can explain their thinking. They can move images. They can draw. So I'm going to click on Add Template for Student Responses. And now this is going to be an upload. And it's going to be down here. I have two options from my computer or from Google Drive. I'm going to choose Google Drive. I'm going to select my slideshow. What's nice is it's my most recent things come up first. I clicked on select and now it's uploading. Some things that you can do now is you can read these instructions aloud to them. So if you click on this microphone on the left, you can start recording and you can be reading the directions. And then when you're done, you can hit done. And now they have a play button and they can just hit play and listen to this read aloud to them. I also suggest you clicking these three dots and hitting lock so that they're not able to move their recording. Now we're going to get down to this next slide, and we want some pants for the students to be able to move. So I'm going to find some pants. I'm going to go to Tools, and I'm going to go to Color and make it transparent. That way there's just not a background behind it. I'm going to find a pair of pants that I like, and I'm going to right-click and hit Copy Image. Now I'm going to come back over into Seesaw, and you can't right click to paste in Seesaw. So you'll need to use the shortcut of Control V. And then I'm going to go ahead and resize the pants and drag them with the 4 arrow cursor over to the side. Now, you have a couple ways that you can duplicate. You can click these 3 dots and you can hit duplicate, or you can use a shortcut of Control D and you can duplicate. Now, something you have to think about is, do you want to give your students the exact amount that there are, or do you want to give them some extra so that they have to figure out how many they need? Another thing, you can stack them up and make them look nice, or you can kind of just have a pile over here. Now I'm going to move on to the next one. This one has baseballs and basketballs. Again, to find one that's transparent, I'm going to go to Tools and Transparent. I'm going to right click, copy, come back over to Seesaw, Control V to paste, click on the corner and drag to resize, move it to the side, Control D, duplicate, make a little pile. Try to go fast. You can obviously make a neater pile than me. Right click, copy image on a basketball now, go over to Seesaw, Control V to paste it. In the corner, I'm going to get the two arrow pointing 2 different directions, drag it to make it smaller, move it with the 4 arrows, duplicate it. Control D is a nice shortcut to duplicate. And remember, you're not going to lock these because you want your students to be able to move them. Something else you can do is you can go back and model how you want them to do this activity. So you can click on the microphone on the left, start recording. You can show them anything you're doing now, your students will be able to see. So you can show them, hey, I want you to drag the images over. Okay, I want you to make show that the 6 are here, the 3 are over here. And then I want you to use the pen tool and write. And then I want you to click on the microphone and explain how you solve the problem. And then when you're done, you can hit done. Again, you can lock this so that they can't move the recording. And then when they're here, they can see how you want them to solve the problem. Another thing that's helpful for students is you can read the sentences to them. So if you just want to read this to your students because they might not be able to read it on their own, again, click on the microphone, start recording. He found 4 baseballs and 2 basketballs on his floor. How many balls did he pick up? Now, I don't want you to lock it right away. This is a layer on top of your slide. So if you notice, I have the 4 arrows. My cursor is the 4 arrows right now. I'm going to click and drag it up till I see the corner. Again, get the arrow pointing 2 different directions. Drag, move it, drag it some more so that you just can see the play button. Go back to the last Seesaw newsletter if you want to see a couple videos on how to do the audio. I'm going to drag it. I'm going to put it right before the sentences. Click these 3 dots and hit lock so that they're not able to move that. And then you can continue to do that for your next slides, and then your activity is ready to go for your students. All you have to do is press the green check mark and then save. And then it's ready for you to assign to your class.